Oh, you must be Jimmy Walker.
Running through the game like I'm doing cross country. I don't even speak that language if you ain't talking no money. I ain't trying to make no friends stop talking about you living. Gone with all that cap and swear to God these niggas funny. Running through the game like I'm doing cross country. I don't even speak that language if you ain't talking no money. I ain't trying to make no friends stop talking about you living. Gone with all that cap and swear to God these niggas funny.
Heard I'm too old for this shit, baby, it's too cold for this shit. As a kid, walk through snow for this shit. I beat JD front row, had a snotty nose in that bitch. Had no whip, salute to Gator, man got drove to that shit. Just dry, no last CD, spring sips froze in that bitch. Just trying to grow up, now I'm connecting, motherfucker. And guess who the plug? Elevated like fuck the hate, I'm just showing love. Gotta run through your veins like blood, blood, blood. Bitch, I'm running through the game with the 40 like Mike for the bucks. If we ain't talking no change or bucks, I don't get no fuck. Yeah, I know Tro Dame, they all the same, they just bust. For the runs, they get a rush like Reggie Bush.
Running through the game like I'm doing cross country. I don't even speak that language if you ain't talking no money. I ain't trying to make no friends stop talking about you living. Gone.
Ruthless, aggression. Yeah. I create waves from a cesspool. Hot boy lifestyle, but still I dress cool. May my next move be my best move, like a chess move. Jumping like checkers, cause where I'm from, you get killed quick, the slump on the stretch. I chase my dreams, knowing they'll become my reality. My life's a ghetto tragedy. Mom's like she should've been, could've been, but instead she end up having it. No wonder why she mad at me, smacking me. Trying to beat my dad out of me. No lie, sometimes I won't die, but I'm scared to kill myself. So I talk to God like life is hard, shit help me heal myself. Traumatized cause of a past shit, just try and get past shit. Taking dumps while hitting blunts and dumping these ashes. Echoes of my last bit.
What's up, y'all? I see we thinking this motherfucker already. That's why I cut the intro a little short. It's your boy Worthy, the Surf Ninja 219, Church in the Wild, unscripted, unrehearsed. We ain't even podcasting, we just being grown and talking. Tonight I got a guest in this bitch building. I want to be like politically correct, but at the same time be myself. I got the homie Peasy in here. Wanted some feminine energy in here. We talked a little earlier about a few things. She got me together on some entrepreneurship shit. Invited her to come be my special guest on the panel. Figured we could talk about life. I see a few people in here, man. Feel free to, comment, say what's up. I ain't go to sleep with you. I ain't wake up to you. So feel free to say what's up. Let us know when we're in here. To my two people on YouTube, I got the comments where I can only see Facebook, but I do go back and forth through my YouTube on this phone. So I'm going to be sure to communicate with you. I ain't going to be rude. We a little deeper than we usually be. They only usually be on here for messy shit. Like Peasy told me a little earlier, I shouldn't worry about mess that's going on in my life. So we're going to operate on that frequency, at least from the start. Bro, what's up? How you feeling tonight? Yeah, I got my phone right here so I can see some stuff, and some of the stuff I can't see on here, I have to be able to get down. It was earlier today I talked to Peasy, because I've been going live talking about the things that me and my ex. I got a inbox where one of my friends had sent me a screenshot of shorty like she finna go to the police or some shit like that. And he like, yo, what's up with this? And I'm like, I don't really know. I don't got nothing to do with that. But at the same time, I still project how I feel and how I'm dealing with how people present me in the public and social media. But with that said, after my little rant earlier today, I had a great talk with some feminine energy that expressed I ain't gotta always publicly do that. And when I do it, it ain't exactly what I'm saying. It delivers sometimes. I don't know if that's just a me problem or a man problem, but that's definitely gonna be one of our topics. I'm waiting for Peasy to come on here. I told her I was gonna go ahead and start this motherfucker early. I ain't got no ABC or no NBC production deal. We just like to talk and converse. There's some people out here that ain't looking for all the big explosive back and forth cuts and all that. Just want to talk shit, put their comments down, in a respectful manner. At times I do be having people come on here and troll me and talk their shit, try to be offensive. It don't really bother me. Y'all know I'm good with the words. I got away with the words, but I really just be doing this more so to make people feel comfortable with the things they be dealing with, their personal issues, and opening up my platform in hopes that others will share it. I don't always want to be the maestro and talk my shit, but it kind of end up like that. I guess because I don't work well with people who be on fuck shit. You know what I'm saying? We all got our own definitions of fuck shit, so I guess to each his own. But I don't work well with liars or people who only know how to tell half truths. I guess that's better than liars because people just like, oh, I'm not lying. Let me see. Well, some of the topics was I wrote them down. I know the homie definitely had brought some up about people who make money from the community but never give back. And we ain't got into a deep convo about that. And that's something that happens all around the world. I really want to wait on her. Because again, that feminine presence.
I'm here.
Oh, you here? Okay, Peasy. She here. You see she got her little pic. She ain't showing her face, but you hear the feminine energy. Peasy, how you feeling today?
I'm good. How you feeling?
With both hands. Right one and left one. It's squeezing it. She from where I'm from. She from the trenches. I want to say we around the same age, so it's a little difference when it comes to gender roles. But I think I just brought up one of the things we was talking about earlier when it comes to people who are making a bag off the community, but never give back. And before I even allow you to express how you feel about that, when talking about this topic, I know I have no aims to talk about nobody directly, but we've got many of people doing this back home in my city, let alone other cities where they make a big bag. I'm talking about and the product don't even be good products. Sometimes the product can be events and get motherfuckers hurt or be clothes and shit like that. But you never had those people sowing them seeds back into the city or giving back to the youth, showing more. I expressed earlier when we was talking about it and it became a topic. I was like, well, that's what I'm trying to do. I'm thriving to be somebody in the big leagues where I can get back in a manner where it's deeper than just running my mouth or a couple shirts to the homeless or feed a plate or two here. I'm thinking thousands and millions. And that you've dealt with it in close encounters and watching it from especially from a feminine frequency. How does that make you feel? Like, are we too quiet about it publicly? Do people know this and they just don't talk about it? Like, what's your issue with it? What made you bring it up with me?
I guess because when you be in communities and you see the homeless, like people not, giving back to the homeless or giving to kids. I do see people have, coat drives in the wintertime or bike, give away bikes and stuff like that, during certain seasons. But I always felt like if your main source of income is coming from the community, at some point you should give back to that same community to show your appreciation. It don't have to be nothing super huge, super big, but you should pour back into your community if your community pouring into you.
And don't get me wrong, there's people back home that do pour back into the community. I've seen the Yosan Talent, they groups, and I think we spoke about it briefly. The what's the nigga, Trap Inc. and Rock Vegas. We've seen them.
Oh yeah, they definitely do they big one.
It's like even feeding them. I'm going through my clothes right now. I'm not saying this for like no clout or nothing, but I'm just saying it to even spark some other people that got this. We got a house full of clothes and shit you're not using. As a creative, I paint on shit, don't use it, don't sell it. It's so many clothes that I could give away. Often we could be clothing these people. People have houses that's bandos and they own shit and motherfuckers just out sleeping on the streets. But beyond the people on like on a personal, on a local level, you got the big politicians or the big
Not
higher up.
only politicians, churches, they the number one. People, people pay their tithes faithfully to the church and then be scared to go to the church and ask them for some help when they lose their job or they, come in the bind, which is insane to me.
That's a crazy. It's a scary topic too. That's why I didn't even want to mention it. One of the verses in the Bible say that the Lord's house shouldn't be a house of merchants, which basically means they shouldn't be selling nothing. They should be helping, whether it's just spiritually or building people up. But like you said, nowadays it's hard to find a solidified church that's helping people with good intentions.
Which is
Oh damn. Hello.
right. I mean, I agree. I feel like the churches is more. I hold them more accountable, than just regular, just people, making a couple dollars here and there, with their businesses, because churches make a lot of money off the community.
Well, what kind of churches are you saying? Because some churches or most churches at this point are just ran by regular people. Even like running churches has become a fad. It's like every type of position in life of power have become a fad. So you ain't got no real religious people that are running churches in the whole. Not in my eyes. It's like
I mean, if it's a church, right, and you have a congregation, and your congregation, 50% of them, 60% of them is paying tithes faithfully. Every time they get any type of income, they make sure they paying their tithes. Even those people sometimes lose their job, they fall on hard times, and they won't go to the church and ask for help. They feel embarrassed by going to the church asking for help.
You feel like that's what paying tithes is for?
I ain't say that now.
I mean,
But
I'm not trying to start shit. I don't want you to think because I know, I don't want you to think my angle is. I'm just asking like about you in general.
I'm not saying that that's what the ties are for, but I know people firsthand who have paid tithes with their last dollar, right? And then when they fall on hard times, they will ask somebody else who is on hard times to help them before they go to their church home and ask, like, I'm not talking about a person who's just always needy and always need help. You know what I'm saying? But if this one time I need help, I should be able to go to my church home and be confident, let them be able to express what I'm going through and feel like I'm going to have some type of help. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's help for a bill, whether it's counseling, therapy, whatever the case may be, I should be able to go and they have those services for me. If you got a church that people are paying good tithes to, you know what I'm saying? The pastor is driving the newest Cadillac, you know what I'm saying? The wife got the matching Cadillac, they got the big mansion in the house, because you have some pastors who don't live like that, and they getting the same donations to the church, but they pour back into their community. They pour back into the people that is helping build that church up. You know what I'm saying? They don't turn their back on their congregation.
Man, you know what? I'm gonna be completely honest. As much shit as I talk and the things that I call myself thinking about, that's not something that I ever thought about. Or like, bruh, that's deep. Like the church. Do you feel like we not put enough pressure on the church as a whole? Not just you. I'm not trying to make you.
I mean, I can't speak for myself because I don't pay tithes. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like people who do pay into tithes, yeah, they do have um they should be able to have some type of questioning about, you know what I'm saying, what is the church doing with this money? I mean, I don't know the full amount that a church receives a month in tithes, but just think of like churches like TD Jake's church, you know what I'm saying, or those big churches with big congregations.
TD Jakes. Wasn't TD Jakes, not to get off of, talking church, but didn't he go down with Diddy when he like at the parties? If I'm not
I don't
mistaken.
know. I didn't see him in the documentary, but I don't know. So
You talking
you
about
can't
the
believe
documentary 50?
you
The
say
new,
what? Yeah, the one with
new,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
I've been hearing
I
about
didn't they didn't mention him and he didn't come up. Some stuff that you see online don't actually be real. It just be people putting their own twist on it, and then it spread like wildfire fire.
that's with everything pretty much. You could, big rumor. As far as the truth, people don't like to hear that, but a lie, you gonna tell a lie, that shit gonna go crazy. You talk about
Yeah.
nobody want to hear that. So we was talking about the church's fault because this all starts from us just thinking about people who get from the community and don't tend to give back. We're not saying that all churches do this. We saying that some, speaking on the big ones, it just become a business instead of like a community service to uplift and do right by. You got a lot of nose up. I wouldn't say bougie because my term of bougie is different, but a lot of nose up people who seem to be religious. That's why I tend to consider myself, if anything, a spiritual person. Um, with that being said, athlete wise, we ain't had a lot of real big superstars other than like Dana. I know she just won the championship. I know we got a few NFL stars, both past and present. NBA wise, I think we lacking. Uh, Rapper wise, singer wise, maybe like B level, C level, depending on what you consider the entertainment life and how you see shit. But when it comes to giving back, I think especially in our city we could do more, but it don't just fall on the church. I think it fall on all of us as a whole. People speaking up, figuring out how to speak up. Like like you
But
said,
I think on the outside looking in, because I don't live there anymore, but from what I see on different people Facebook pages and social media pages, the new and upcoming, like people who you just named, people who may play for the NFL, or Dana, I think they all give back more than people from our generation,
from the past, agreed,
from the
agreed.
past. The newer generation, people that's making it out, and they got good careers going for themselves, they come back and they give back in their own way to the youth, which to me, that's most important than anything, is giving back to the youth, because that's our future. These are the people who's gonna one day take care of us, you know what I'm saying? So I think they definitely give back more than people from our generation or our parents' generation did.
I know the homie Kobe. He holds a camp, or at least I know he held a camp the last couple summers. He got picked up on a con. I don't know how that worked out, but he got picked up on a contract, like you said. Dana Evans tends to. Mary did however she could and would, but I would definitely say our generation definitely lacked. We lacked in quite a few things, and I won't even say our generation. I'm early 40. I'm just a hot 41. Like literally just turned it like last month type shit. Well, the month before, but it should have been last month. But the generation before us, when it comes to teaching people, things like what we talking about, they really lacked. We was like the middle children where we got caught in that wave of internet really becoming super popular, social media taking off, these different platforms with music where you could stream and strip. Not strip as far as like take off clothes, but strip music off of the internet and get it. That was the wave. Like even right now, I'm trying to catch up with technology. So I'm lacking. Shit, we talked about that earlier. Like as far as when it comes to TikToks and how to work Facebook, I more so use these social media platforms more so for personal aspects instead of this booming ass business. Not knowing that social media right now controls like your bag. If you an entrepreneur, you
It
independent.
definitely, yeah, that's for sure.
You
Like
know.
like when, and I'm even guilty of it, but when you doing your whole entrepreneurship full time, unless I really believe, unless your personal life represents your brand, you should not mix the two when it comes to social media, because that could hinder your business. Sometimes people don't. I believe that sometimes people don't need to know you and your personal life when it comes to your business on social media. You need to have two different pages, a personal page and a business page. Separate the two.
I agree with you. And when you said that, my spirit said, well, you need to tell her that you feel like the majority of what you you get what I'm saying. So like even with the video,
You froze up. You was froze for a minute.
let me start over. I was saying something like not necessarily verbatim, but I was saying my brand is I feel like I am my brand, and I figure like a way to express myself without saying much. But even when I say a lot, it's expressing myself. So I didn't want to necessarily separate it. But then you was like, well, shit, I figure that if you can't separate it, you got to figure out the best way to project your feelings without. I don't know how you said, but like in a political way. You know what I'm saying? Like you got to like good PR work. Basically, that's how I see it.
Yeah. Just I don't know. So, I mean, I'm not a multimillionaire, so of course I don't have all the answers, but I just try to, how I feel when I go to when somebody introduce they business to me and they want me to shop with them. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes, right? Not all the time, because sometimes people. Okay, this is a good example. As far as the whole, R. Kelly situation, P. Diddy situation, right? A lot of people still say, regardless of what R. Kelly did, regardless of what his charges is, he made good music. I can separate his personal life from the music because I like his music. Same
Right.
with P. Diddy. I can separate P. Diddy's music, life, from his music because he made good music and I like his music. I don't care about his personal life. Some people can separate the two. Some people was like, no, R. Kelly did this, he did that. I ain't listening to no more. I'm boycotting R. Kelly. I don't want nothing to do with him. So that's just the options you have to weigh. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna have people that's gonna say, I don't mess with his brand because of what he represents.
Right. And things he
His
done first.
controversial topics, you know what I'm saying? His because sometimes when you be controversial like that, you can come off as a bully.
So, but when if you want money, then you feel like you should tone it down. Like, but if you don't give a fuck and you want people that support you because of the way you think and the way you voice your opinion, then it's okay. Correct?
No, I feel like I feel like that certain situations, when it comes to certain brands and who that person is, what may work for this person may not work for that person. So you just have to find, like I said, your niche. You have to find what works for you. What, you know what I'm saying? What audience you trying to attract? What type of supporters you trying to attract? Business people you trying to contract, consumers you trying to, you know what I'm saying? It all goes hand in hand.
Oh, strategy.
If you don't care, you don't care.
But when you're trying to be a businessman, not caring, or a businesswoman, not caring, is not the way to go.
It's not the way to go. And that's just my opinion, because some people don't care and they make good money by not caring. But they have that 9 times out of 10, they have a good product. A lot of times it just depends on the product. Is people gonna buy this, is they gonna buy the product? But like you said earlier, you said I'm controversy, but I want to express myself through my brand. So that's just, things that you have to pick and choose. And a lot of times people, they mix it up or they change it up because this may not be working, so they go this route. That may not be working, so they go that route, you know. But
I just be
the
going
the
with
whole
rolling with life's punches, whatever punches life throw at my ass.
Right. That's just, is a lot of times it be just be trial and error,
Yeah.
But
A lot of trial
that
and
just
error.
goes back to what we said earlier, how we got on this whole topic is about, the hometown supporting you. And I just feel like that's just not, it's unrealistic to think it's just a Gary thing. You know what I'm saying? It's not a Gary thing. It's everywhere.
Oh, I
You
agree. I said that to you earlier. Like, but my main objective is to directly only share my opinion about what's going on back home in my city and to help correct, not just saying shit, not just being taught, but also trying to help, change the walk and the perception and the way things are viewed. Okay, for instance, we talked about somebody getting a key from the city, right? Then
Mhm.
then it came up that motherfuckers was getting mad and responding saying shit like some of the local rappers from the city should get the key and shit like that. And they wasn't
But
joking.
but wait, that's not only in Gary. Just think about when Clarissa Shields got the key to the city in Atlanta and she from Detroit. People from Atlanta was mad because they felt like y'all should have gave this key to somebody who's local, who's here, who's doing the work here every day on a daily basis. They felt, and she's not even from. Or I want to say it was Atlanta. I don't know for sure if it was Atlanta. I just know she got a key to a city that wasn't Detroit,
You
and
said
people
who?
were.
What's her name again?
Was it wasn't it Clarissa Shields?
I could be wrong. I don't want to be.
Or
Talking
was
about
it? It was a female that got a key to a city a couple months ago, and I want to say it was Clarissa Shields because the person was from Detroit, and people were upset. You know what I'm saying? So what I've learned in life when it comes to things like that,
yeah, she
it's
got the key to the city.
always gonna be somebody that is gonna be upset and feel like somebody else deserved it more than this person, that person. You know what I'm saying? Like when it just, that's just how it is. They're gonna look into your background, they're gonna look at what you've done, they're gonna look at what you haven't done, because it's you.
She ain't lying. Real
You
quick.
know?
Real quick, Peasy. It was versus see the key to the city of College Park, Georgia, July 2025.
Who was it?
It was Clarissa. It was
Yeah, she got the key to the city. People were very from Atlanta. They was highly upset about it.
and so she's I don't know, like if you know, has she done work in the community? Is that why they gave her the key, or what, is it just politics?
I mean, from one, she's not from Detroit. I mean, she's not from Atlanta. How
Right.
did you get the city to Atlanta before you got the city to the key to Detroit? You know what I'm saying? Because she gives back a lot from what I see. So it was just like probably, somebody probably felt like she didn't deserve a key to Atlanta when you have like so many other people that do. You know what I'm saying? How I feel about a key to a city is I don't know the whole the politics with it or whatever, but if it's supposed to be given to somebody that gives back to the community, that's who should get it. You know what I'm saying? The person that maybe you know gave back to the city during
It's
that year, or did some good for the city, or whatever the case may be,
gotta
not
be
just
doing some,
because that person is popular.
some big shit like putting on
Yeah,
for this, going camps, book bag giveaways,
yeah,
coat,
things that, yeah. It's some
Thanksgiving
people
food.
that's not even, and I'm not gonna say no names. I'm not gonna say any names, but it's some people that I feel would be good candidates for a key to the city, that do book bag giveaways and back to school giveaways, and show up for the kids at parades and things like that, and they probably not even thought about.
They never gonna be thought about shit. Because in my eyes, when it come to getting the keys to the city and shit like that, most of the time, not like they just gave Miss Evans the keys. I think that was a great choice, but most of the time it's really like a political choice on who they can use as far as name wise to back certain or other shit or to pad their pockets. Uh,
Well, I think with the new mayor, I don't know him personally, and like I don't live there, but I think he's going in the right direction with the things that he do to acknowledge the people that should be acknowledged.
I think he does a pretty good job with the city. So I crack my jokes here and there. Don't get me wrong, I'm a joke cracker, but he's making certain changes. I don't know the pace of how it goes. I've never been in a political position. I mean, I was like the treasurer or something back in elementary. I don't know if they still do that. Like, if they still have like the whole faculty, like between kids, somebody that plays a position of president. Do they do that? I feel old. Like I told you right now, I feel like we're living in the Total Recall Terminator demolition man time right now. So I don't know if they still do it, and if they do, I'm surprised.
Do what?
If they still like do the whole, we have a president, the treasurer, the secretary, you have what's that called again?
Shit, I don't know.
Money too much said no, they don't do that no more. Damn, they don't
You know,
do that
and
no. They don't. That's crazy. What's up? What's up? I don't know if it's money or Monet.
Monet.
I'm pretty sure I acknowledge you. Like I say, a lot of times we have people watch my shit. They just look for mess. But when I see people pop up and speak, I want to acknowledge you. So hey, how you doing?
But it's crazy, and that's why I say a lot of people don't realize and understand that a lot of things like that it happens everywhere. We just got a new mayor here where I live, and the same things that people complain about in Gary is the same exact things that people complain about in Waterloo. They was just complaining that this man wasn't fixing the roads, and the roads was bumpy. And they wanted him out of there. And I'm like, y'all ain't never ran. Y'all obviously have never drove through Gary. Not to put my own city down, but come on, man. Like the roads are nowhere near. It's always something. It's just no matter what they do, it's always gonna be something.
I forgot who it was. It was some type of content creator, but they like real famous. And they on their video, they said when they rode through Gary, the roads was bumpy. They even saw tumbleweeds going through that motherfucker. But right now, it's getting rebuilt to the point where I think like, man, what's the word? They were not diversify, whatever. What's the word where they start putting money back into the city and they gentrify. I don't know if that's the case, but I know they putting money back into the city to the point where it's gonna be popping again.
It definitely don't look like it did 7 years ago, 5 years ago. I mean, you can tell that something is being done, to make the city look better, So I don't even take offense when people say, things out of ignorance, because that's what it is. It's out of ignorance. They don't know. A lot of people say shit and they ain't never even been to Gary. So I don't take offense to it. It is what it is.
They say Gary was a real beautiful place back in the day. From the pictures and shit that I've seen when I call myself researching, trying to get some history lessons, I agree. I think that we definitely on the rise. Monet said they don't understand that roads are at the bottom of the list. There's so many more major problems.
Yeah, definitely.
Crime and all that. I was kind of fucked up. So I had seen a post where the city went and copped like a new car, and they put a lot of work into it. It was like some RoboCop shit, some real high tech shit. And
in Gary?
Yeah, in Gary. It was like it was a viral post. The video was viral. It was everywhere. But they was making jokes all about it, like, yo, y'all done invested that money into this motherfucking car. Y'all could have at least fixed a few blocks on Broadway or something. I'm not even sure if it costs that amount, but I don't think cop cars and shit like that is what we need in the city right now. Shit, if you was gonna do that, you could have invested some of that money into paying some of the cops, because I feel like they underpaid. You know, I ain't like the biggest cheerleader when it comes to law enforcement, but I do have a few people I grew up with. You know what I'm saying? I don't know their objective is to serve and protect, but at the end of the day, they still want to make it back home like any other human. And when I applied to be one, and I found out what they was making, that was to the point I'm like,
Yeah, I agree. I would not want to be a police officer for their annual pay. But I think it's one of those career fields where the longer you in it, the more you get paid, and it depends on the area you in too. So um
oh,
I
does
know,
it? They make
yeah,
different.
it's different. It depends on in the area. Because these police officers here, they act like, like they'll do it for free. they they just had a ad in the paper for it must be for like maybe, maybe people who want to get into the field or something, because they got it where you can be a volunteer and you don't even get paid, but you have to work so many hours a month, and you still have to take the police exam, the test, and all of that.
That's a lot. That's a
That's a lot.
we live in an era
So
where
it got to be for maybe like I don't know, you got to be younger, because who at my age is trying to take the police police exam? She said, "On God." Yeah, the police down here is definitely different. Like, you going to jail, Bucko. You blink at them people wrong, you going to jail.
I got court tomorrow for traffic. I don't do no street shit. I'm so far away from trying to do
That's the
anything.
thing. You don't even have to do. You don't even really have to be doing no street nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like, you
Yeah, traffic could
just
get you up.
exist.
Traffic could have you doing some years like you done murdered or caught a body. They have you sitting in the box. You know, motherfuckers, hard times now. I ain't expecting nobody to drop no money on me for commissary. I just set in for a fucking driving while suspended, and then they be suspending your shit. Like, you expect somebody to pay you? You want me to?
Now that's one thing I can say, that Iowa don't really, they not really, quick to send you to jail. Is for driving while barred, or driving while suspended, or traffic. They not big on that here, as long as you know what I'm saying, you going from point A to point B, you just ain't out on no BS. They not really. But if you driving without a license and you get caught with a joint, you're going to jail.
They don't really be on that out here. At times they can be a little petty. I had a
Oh
run
yeah, they
in.
have a no tolerance policy for that. They tell people that's not from here, come on vacation, and you leaving on probation.
That's one of the little motto slogans or whatever.
Oh yeah. Ask Monet. She knows, she up here with me.
Monet,
she
what's
yes.
the name of it again? Let me put this in my notebook to never visit.
Iowa. The
Yeah,
whole
I
state.
don't sound like a place I want to visit. I would ask, why would you ever want to go to Iowa? Like, what makes you want to go? Ain't they out for corn or some other shit, some Buckeyes or something?
Yep, Buckeyes. But I will
Why?
say this: if you come here with a plan to do what you need to do, you won't have no problems.
Do what you do. Is there like a quiet town? It seemed like even the name gives quiet.
It just depends on the area you in. Some is quiet.
If you
People say
passing
the Quad
through,
Cities is kind of rough, but I never been to the Quad Cities.
you heard me. Your girl said if you passing through, don't be speeding, my boy.
Oh yeah, they don't play that either. They taking you to jail.
They trying to get that, but it's all about money, man. they at the end of the day, I know it's certain places that's a little more lenient than this one, and others is hard, but it's all about money and
But yeah,
racism.
it's definitely all about money because if you speeding and a police officer don't catch you, you still getting a ticket.
What you mean?
They send you a ticket in the mail.
Oh, cause of them things, them little.
The
Oh man,
traffic cams.
I'm glad you speaking. I forgot I got a parking ticket. I gotta call and tell them folks,
But
man.
see here, I speeded. I cam. The traffic cams is a civil matter, so they can't suspend your license or nothing for it.
That's some lawful shit right there. See, you know some lingo, huh? You know some
Yeah,
lingo,
it's civil. So all they could do is sue you for it. They can't. She
bro. Never
said, "Bro, never come here."
They ask me about Indiana, I be telling them the same thing. Like, and I don't say it in a hateful way, like I hate Gary in my city. But when you think about Indiana, outside of Gary, Nap, and then when you go out further, I don't know, further south or whatever way, whatever direction you going, man, ain't nothing really in Indiana but Gary and then your Nap part. Nap popping. I will never do no hate to them. They like our stepbrothers or whatever. But beyond that, Indiana ain't no place you want to fucking visit. You might want to go to Chicago. You don't get Gary to party and hang out. I think that's a place of residents, people who are from there, or people that live there, or people that stay 10 to 15 minutes from there. You don't drive 3 or 4 hours to go visit places like that, Iowa, uh,
No,
Indiana.
yeah, you come here when you got family. But what I will say, not to, because one thing, I never down talk my hometown, no matter how bad it get. I love Gary. I love being from Gary. I love being born from Gary. I love everything about Gary. That's the hometown. But when
Me
it
too.
come to Iowa, it's good money here. If you come here to make it, there's good money to be made here. You know what I'm saying? They will get you the schooling you need, get you the training you need. You know what I'm saying? Like, they have so many resources here for you to do the right thing. You just gotta want to do it.
Man, that's
That's
everywhere.
the thing.
I ain't gonna say that's everywhere with resources, but
Iowa paid for my schooling. You know what I'm saying?
what's
So,
that about?
huh?
What's that? Why it's so sweet like that out there? They don't like black people. They just think we can work good or something. What is it? What's that about?
I'm not out. It just depends on who you run into. Like, I tell people all the time, like, when I grew up, I didn't grow up around when I'm around in Iowa. It's all different nationalities here because of John Deere and Tyson. They pay to have foreigners come over here to work for them. You know what I'm saying? And then people get mad, as some people get mad because they pay these foreigners to come over here to work, but they wouldn't have to pay the foreigners to work if y'all wanted to work. You know what I'm
Y'all,
saying? We wouldn't need the foreigners to work.
y'all meaning what? Who is y'all? I'm just
Americans.
clarify.
Why would they need? Why would they
I
need
ain't
to
no
to
motherfucking American.
huh?
I ain't no motherfucking American. I don't know what
You
I
was
am right.
born on American soil, so your ass, according to the government, is considered American.
It's so many conspiracies and undercuts and overcuts. I don't know what I am right now. As far as I
When them
know,
foreigners look at you, they look at you as an Americanized American. At the end of the day, so that's what I mean. If if people wanted to work and keep those jobs or whatever, and granted, sometimes the jobs may not equal up to the pay, but it's not too many places in Iowa where you gonna start under, between 20-25 dollars an hour. That's the starting pay, even at freaking McDonald's.
they're not out here. Out here, I seen the sign for Wendy's, but I promise you, they said $14. Look, I got a call
Well,
because
14 to in my opinion, $14 is not bad for a kid still in school. That's what though. That's People get mad at me when I say that. Like,
kids in
McDonald's.
school ain't working no more. They finessing, they scamming, they know how to do this social media shit better than me and you. Give me a
Right,
little
but
drink.
if you go through the proper channels to get your schooling paid for, how is school a scam? Especially if it's gonna make you, if it's gonna get you to the point where you annually making set six between 60, 70, $80,000 a year. That's not a scam. You know what I'm saying? It becomes a scam when a, a lot of the schooling, and don't get me wrong, it's people that owe a shit ton of student loans, but a lot of it be that they the grants are paid for their schooling, but they want the loan so they can do whatever they want to do with the loan money. You know what I'm saying? And that's what gets you up to those high student loans. You know what I'm saying? But everybody not like that. Granted, they not, but um I'm a big believer that everybody college ain't meant for everybody. That's why they got trade schools. And a lot of these companies, these
Well, I
big
feel like
corporations, huh?
college ain't meant for nobody. It's really just to get in our pockets, put you in debt, have you
You
work for yourself.
shitting me? College is so you can't be you. So you telling me you don't need to go to college to be a doctor? You want
Shit.
somebody who don't have the credentials to
Yep.
operate on you?
I know quite a few, and this not me challenging you. This is me.
No, I'm saying you want to go into emergency room and have somebody operate on you that don't
I
have the
would,
credentials.
would only go in the emergency room for like broken bones when they got to do surgery. It's a limb, like for
What if you
internal.
need a new heart? What
Um,
if you need a liver? What if you need a kidney?
so it's certain things again that I would only go to the hospital for, and then that being said, I would do like medicinal things before I even make it to the hospital where they telling me I got a heart issue or heart failure. Um, I'm doing shit like that. I don't believe that them people know more than everybody else in the world. I just
They
believe
don't
that.
know, but I'm not saying that they don't, right?
Right?
But I am saying that some fields you have to have that schooling, you have to get that knowledge, because other than that, anybody can do the job. And it's some jobs that anybody that you just cannot do if you're not trained to do the job. That's like being a
Yeah.
mechanic. A lot of people feel like anybody can do it, right? And they probably
Mhm.
can if they read a book. But do you know how many mechanics be mad because they allowing mechanics to come into the industry and they don't have the proper training, the proper schooling, the proper knowledge? You know what those people run the risk of doing to the people who have the proper training, the proper knowledge? Injuring us. Injuring us.
You
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 if
must you in the car industry or something?
Nah, I'm an industrial mechanic.
Okay. So you saying
So
as far as you talking
if
about
I'm
the you?
working on if I'm in a company, right?
Mhm.
And this guy, because that happens sometimes, this guy lied on his application. HR didn't go through the proper channels to make sure this guy had the credentials to work on 480 equipment or heavy machinery, and we working on the machinery and he don't know what the hell he doing. He running the risk of killing me or injuring me because he don't know what he doing. So in certain fields, you need that training, whether it's through a program through the company, because it's so many companies now that will train you to be certified in different areas, right? You know what I'm saying? So if you it's just that's just how it is. It's certain fields you have to have that knowledge. You have to have that training. And with that
Oh,
training, that don't mean you don't still self-teach to gain more knowledge that the school may not give you or you may not get. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a lot of people upset about the whole thing Trump saying um nurses is not what a college something, I forget exactly the term they using, but a lot of people is mad about that. It's not a degree program, basically, or
also it's
something.
like it's not
It's a
essential.
certificate program, right? But they don't realize that he's helping them in a way, and I don't agree with everything that he say at all, or some of the things that he do. But with the whole nursing program, like they making y'all pay these high schooling costs and all of this because they labeling it, because how they labeling it, you know what I'm saying? And that's just not right. You know what I'm saying?
Read
It's
it
not
off.
taking away from y'all knowledge that y'all learn and y'all pay.
Hey, for the people that's watching this, wondering what we talking about when she was talking about the Trump and the nurses situation, say Donald Trump's administration has recently drawn significant criticism from nursing organizations for proposing to cap federal student loans for graduate nursing programs, effectively treating them as less professional than other advanced degrees, which could hinder nurse education. While nursing unions argue this is an attack on the profession, even as the Department of Education claims the definition never included nursing and it's an internal loan classification matter. So it's about money, though, at the end of the day.
It's about money.
Oh, wow.
They're able to charge these high, you know what I'm saying, costs for these nursing programs because they're classified as degree programs.
Life, that's what life is all about at the end of the day, money. I mean, not for everybody personally. Some of us genuinely love life, love people, but as a whole, and this is all. I don't know why if it's just a spiritual warfare, if it's a physical thing, but it for niggas like me, it's scary. Again, that's only reason I say shit like, oh, schooling. That's another way to get us and to oppress us. I'm be honest. But then when you say shit like how you broke down, well, this is why people need schooling, because my degree of what I do as a mechanic, I'm not no lower level mechanic. I'm not just working on your Ford Tauruses and Chevys. I'm doing industrial shit. I can't have somebody going before me that can put me in this position. But again, when I'm in this matrix and I want to be kind, I want to be genuine, it's hard to be that when every obstacle and angle seems to be about a bag. Whether it's your bag, my bag, they bag, a bag, it's always about that. And it's hard to be genuine. It make people, like, spin the block, go back to your situation. It make people have to lie on application. It make you have to take chances. What situations occur, and it ain't always what motherfucker slipped their way through the back door and they done got a job and they done fucked up and put a person like you in a situation where it can endanger you or hurt you physically. What they done made it through the turmoil. Like my dad, he before he passed, my uncle talk about it a lot. He got into the truck driving industry by seeing somebody who said they want drivers wanted. He looked like a Caucasian male at that time. He went in, he lied, he said he knew how to drive the truck. Dude gave him the job without questioning him or nothing. Lied, said he had an ID. He said the dude taught him 10 to 15 minutes how to drive. He knew how to drive from that day so on. My dad ended up passing as a truck driver. He did that for like 60 years. So it's not always what people get put in that position where they can get hurt, but I see why it's needed. But you can also see why, on the other hand, on the flip side, people have anger.
Most definitely, because have you seen the videos of memes of people acting like they know how to drive a truck and they don't, and they got traffic backed up, they didn't mess the truck up going through under a bidox, you know what I'm saying? All kinds of things. That's because they did it somewhere down the line. They didn't do what they were supposed to do to learn what they supposed to learn to do the job. You know what I'm saying? So when it comes to skilled jobs, you know, somebody have to, I mean, how else would you learn if the teachers are not being paid to teach you? The teachers didn't once go to school and have those jobs to learn how to teach you how to do the job. You know what I'm saying? Some jobs, no matter how much you break it down and how much it may seem as a scam, you have to get that training to do the job, because if not, you run the risk of injuring other people. You, depending on the job, maybe unaliving some people. You need that training. You know what I'm saying? We're not talking about just the average cashier or stock worker. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to skilled jobs, you need that training.
Well, that's why they should be checking everybody. I'm talking about from high on down to low. We shouldn't be nobody with the credentials working low position jobs. The economy and the way they do people is just fucked up. And again, it's
It
all
is,
because
but can we always blame that goes back? Can we always blame the economy or how we was raised or the poverty mindset, the slavery mindset if we not applying ourselves to do better?
nope, nope. You got to blame yourself at that
You
point.
got to blame yourself. At some point, you have to. It goes back to you and what you want, not not the cards that you dealt. Because I'm a true believer. Unless you're disabled in some type of way, whether it's physically, mentally, whatever the case may be, you have the choice to make your life better. And some people they just don't want that from them for themselves, and they blame and make excuses for everything else that's going wrong, and they don't never try to sit down and evaluate themselves and make a plan of how they can turn their life around.
Why you think that is that people like basically do put themselves in a position like it's a mental thing, they don't want to win, or they don't know they can win? Is this some shit?
Some people I think is laziness. Some people I think is that they used to having an enabler. It's a whole it's a whole thing of reasons why some people are like that. Some people just don't want to apply themselves because they lazy.
I say it's a million different variables. It could be.
It's a million different variables that could come into play, but as that's just like I was telling you earlier, a person can only come to you with a complaint for so long before you say, okay, now what's the solution?
What's up, Lakivia? You right. Even yourself. This is I had to come to terms at times in life of like, you know what, the position you're in right now in life has nothing to do with your parents, nobody else but yourself. It's time to check yourself. A lot of people find it hard to check themselves, let alone let somebody else check them. I think that comes with maturity, also some mental stability. It's a lot of people who don't have it together mentally for whatever reason. I just count myself favored and blessed because I can even when I'm doing bad, I can see that I'm doing bad, and I know that I need to make an adjustment. That's one of the reasons I definitely took that move from Indiana to the South. It had nothing to do with, well, it definitely had to do with my safety. I felt like I had hit a ceiling and it wasn't much more I could do, but also just trying to make more intelligent moves and bettering myself, knowing that the biggest wins is about the right sacrifices. Sacrificing to sell poison to the community, and that's not to show the dealers because we all do got to make bags. But for me, my moral compass wouldn't allow me to keep doing it. And for the first time, I was making easy, good money. It wasn't like no cheap money. My counterpart, when it come to that, me and him don't talk no more really, but we was making the bag, and he could vouch for me. Like, that was the easiest money we had ever made. But at one point, I had like a spiritual intervention that made me feel like, well, even though it's easy and all that, you do see what it does to people. People out here having the nastiest of sexes. I don't want to my funny mode, but I used to see my partner do like little stupid shit, like have threesomes with crackheads. And that's diabolical, crazy. But it says a lot about, one, what drugs can make you do and what people do for their drugs, but also, two, about the mental health, the mental ability and black man in general, the hypersexuality, which comes from a lot of there's a lot of different variations that come with that, but seeing and being around shit like that made me want to just, all right, you got to figure it out. You want better for yourself. Better isn't this. Better is that. I'm just now convincing myself, like, wholeheartedly, I want to continue this journey as this entity, not as this for a fame reason, but shit, I know that I am my brand. When it comes to whether it's black shop, bitches are here, it'll always come back to me. It won't be just clothes. It'll be, well, who created this? Me, motherfucker. Nice to meet you. These are my intentions. So this is why I use this platform. Peasy, I appreciate you coming on here with me tonight. How much more time you know? I usually do about anywhere from an hour and a half to 2. We just now hit the hour mark, 60 minutes. I just want, before we go into our next topic, I want to know, like, how much more time you got?
I got a little bit more time. You know, I'm an old lady. I be in the bed by 8. Nah.
Don't feel bad. I've been going to sleep pretty early. You see, I took 2 shots. I damn near dropped this couple seconds ago. I'm an old head now.
I get to my rest.
And it's needed. Rest is real important.
Oh, it's definitely important. Definitely.
Okay. So this is my next topic. I made a post. I asked when should a dad give up? It was a video of me and my son, and he whining, and it was newborn, and I said, when should a dad give up on being a father? Like
never.
And yeah, I was gonna say your response was never. It was another gentleman that said never. And it made me.
You know, I didn't elaborate on purpose because I knew you was gonna bring up the topic.
You did. You
yeah.
I mean, and that'd be my angle a lot. It's not fake. It's not politics, but I want to see what people, how they feel, and just how the community want to navigate around situations like this, like how they view people. But I write also from personal experience. It's never. Most times I'm saying some shit. I'm dealing with it, dealt with it. It's on my mind. It's something. But with me having as many kids as I got, and going through the situations that I put myself through, I ain't gonna say that I go through. I'm saying I put myself through. I ask myself, like, damn, when is enough when even the smallest inch of trying is not needed, and you should just, wipe your hands of it. And of course, yeah, you popped up. You said never. Before I give my long, drawn out response and rebuttal to your response of never, why did you say never? And what do you mean by never?
Because I say never because a mother can never. If a mother gives up on a child, right, and a father gives up on the child, then who does that child have to depend on? If a child don't have anybody in this world to depend on, if their mother and their father is sane and living, they should be able to depend on their mother and their father. Now, I know in some situations, I have 2 boys. One of my boys have children, so I see some of the things that, he's taking women through, and because he's not innocent, and the things that women have taken him through when it comes to his children. What I would say is that if a man has not exhausted every avenue, every situation that he can to be a father to his child, you don't have the right to say, I'm going to give up. Because if a woman can take a man to court for child support, why can't a man take a woman to court to be a part of his child's life? Because, and I don't want to hear the excuses of, I don't have the money, I don't deal with the court system. You're going to deal with anybody when it comes to your child because of the love for your child. Because it's no way that a man could take my child from me. Like, let's just say, because women fall on hard times too. Let's not get it twisted. So if I fall on hard times and my children are forced to live with their dad, I'm going to do everything in my power to be a part of my child's life. I'm gonna
even go through the bullshit.
I'm gonna go through whatever. I'm gonna go through the fire. I'm gonna walk on rocks. I'm gonna walk on fire when it comes to my kids.
I want to read it verbatim, so because it seemed like at first it kind of seemed like we were steering towards like when you quit on a child from them being a child, but it was like, when is it okay for a man to give up on trying to be a parent, dad, father in their kid's life? You saying never, no matter that shit is motherfucker throwing at you, you just supposed to take it. You supposed to
No, 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 no. I'm not saying you're supposed to be a doormat and be walked all over. But if you feel like whatever you got, whatever you doing is not working and the courts is not involved, then maybe it's time to get the courts involved. And I know people hate to hear that and people hate to go through that, but you would rather her take you to court for child support and you pay your child support than you to take her to court so you can see your child and get visitation rights and get the same rights that this woman has to your child. Like, you don't want to go through that. Why? If you
well
can,
well
I know men that has went to jail for selling drugs, domestic violence. I mean, all kind of stuff. But you don't want to go to family court.
well
Family court is where you draw the line.
I'm a vouch for some men. Every man don't know about like the way that shit is ran. Some of us are scared and coerced into signing shit or doing certain shit. If I knew what I knew now, I would have went right into them courthouses, courtrooms, or whatever. No problem. Show whatever bank statement, uh, check, whatever the shit, check stub, all that. No questions asked. I'm telling you, my scary ass thought some other shit was gonna occur. They end up putting me on child support for $1,000 a week. That woman knew. Now this ain't every man's situation. Cause the older I got and had other kids, I handled the situations differently. But that situation, she knew that shit occurred. She allowed that shit occur. That shit put me in a hole, not just for my life, but for my other kids' lives, to the point where my license has been suspended for quite some time because you got to do the math. So imagine if I'm late on $1,000 a week, what the math does in 1 year of that being. I think I was on 1,000 a week. I could be wrong. I
But
wouldn't
the
know.
only way you could have been on $1,000 a week, and I could be wrong, is if at some point you had income to pay the $1,000 a week. The judge is not just gonna grant you $1,000 a week, and you not even making $1,000 a month.
Listen, I was not. Look, so again, I was scared, and my dumb ass didn't go for it. Right? They did.
Oh, okay.
See, even then, okay. In what world is that $1,000 a week? Like, when do fuck the baby mama? When do the court even say $1,000 a week? The person not here. Why would I? That's 4,000 a month. I would.
Because a lot of situations the judge be like they don't care, so I can get a reaction out of them. I can get something if I put it at $1,000 a week. Now, I'm not saying that's right. Of course, no, it's not right. In certain situations, yes, it is feasible. Yes, it is right. Yes, it is okay. It is.
What would be certain situations where it
When
would be
that
feasible?
man has gotten has when I feel like it's okay when a man and a woman is together and they are living a certain lifestyle, and that man decides to get up and leave knowing that he was the foundation of this woman. He didn't want her to go to school, he didn't want her to work, he wanted her to stay at home and take care of him and the kids. And then one day he decides, you know what, I want anymore, I'm going to go live with this woman, and he has a good career. Yes, you should be paying that child support because this is what your family that you created is used to. This is the
That's
income that
that's
they're used to.
what movie? That's like one of them Tyler Perry movie. Acrimony.
Um,
This does sound like acrimony.
nah, that's not like acrimony because I don't agree with Taraji. I think what she
Finally,
did in the end was
finally,
wrong.
finally. I want to send you something. Can I send you a hat, a T-shirt, or
But
something? 'Cause
no, wait. The
what?
reason the reason why I feel when I felt she became wrong is when he tried to make it right and he gave her money and he bought that house and then she wanted him back. That's what I feel she was wrong at. She should have took the money, took the house, and went on about her business.
Wait. So she was right. So she was right about feeling like he owed her something after she.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Absolutely.
We gonna
Yeah.
have to have. I don't know when
No,
you gonna.
the reason
So
being is because he was the reason why she could no longer have children. Right? Right?
you said he was the
She
reason.
exhausted all her funds, including losing her mama's house for his dream.
Okay,
Right?
right.
And then
What? How was the reason she couldn't get pregnant though? I must have
because
missed that.
he was playing with her because she remember she ran into his trailer because he was cheating on her.
That was her fucking fault. He didn't make her
In
do.
a sense, but hey, after
Oh,
every
see.
action, there's a reaction. He did the action, she, the reaction. That's if
Oh,
he would have been cheating on her, she wouldn't have had to go ape shit. But
I hear you.
regardless of that, she stood by him. She believed in him. She believed in his dream. No
And
matter
right before the big thing happened, the big bang happened, motherfucker decided, I ain't gonna say tried, decided that she had enough.
you want to know
He
why she decided she had enough.
I know why. He
Because the
he
woman that you cheated on me with, that I crashed out about, and I can't have no children, I find her wallet in our fucking truck.
genuinely, I get it, but under them circumstances, he was genuinely not trying to fuck with her, and he was sticking to the script. And
But
at one
how
time,
do she know that? He shouldn't have even had that woman in their truck. He shouldn't have been around her. Period.
I,
Point blank.
I guess that's it's all perspective. It's all
No,
perspective.
that's not perspective. That's real. We're married, right? I am
Uh,
exhausted. Everything that I have, everything that that my mom left me to have a better quality of life, I have exhausted it because I believed in you, right?
right,
I use this money to uplift you, to so you can follow your dreams, not because I think your dream is going to get me rich one day. It's because I believe in you.
right,
And you have this woman who you cheated on me with back when we was kids. You have her in your truck. And not only that, I got my sisters in my ear. I got my friends in my ear. You know what I'm saying? So that played a part in it too. But that's why I say he did right by her. When he
right.
became rich,
Putting
when
the
he
bag
became rich, he paid her money back plus some, and he bought her mama's house back. And so she should, in my opinion, she should have just walked away. She should have took what he gave her and walked away. But when his dreams became reality, now she wanted to be back with him. You gave up on my dreams. You know what I'm saying? So, and I still did right by you. So you should have allowed me to just go be happy. But I understand her hurt because it's like, damn, from a woman's point of view, that's on the outside outside looking in, you've been dealing with this woman all along. So
So
yeah, I'm pissed because she got the dream. You've been telling me that was gonna be mine for years. Now she got it.
I don't want to get too far off the when should a dad stop being a dad topic, but I do want to say you sound like a Taraji fan when it comes to that movie. I don't know. You want to tell me?
I like me some Taraji. That's my girl.
I mean, I know, but as far as her character in Acrimony, you against her at the end, but as far as all the way to getting pushing the trailer over and all that, you was rocking with her.
Oh yeah, most definitely. He was playing in her face.
You're gonna make me watch it again just so we can low key debate about it because
Yeah,
it was
he
so.
was definitely playing her face. But as far as men, with the whole kids' dad situation, I feel like that you know if a man can catch a case for anything and he can make sure he got his public defender or paid lawyer on deck and all of that, and he know what's going on with his case, he should be able to do the same thing when it comes to his children and family court.
Mm. I won't say you're totally right. As diabolical as it may seem with me agreeing with you, and with the thing deal with on a day-to-day basis. That's it's like. I mean, for
And,
you to
and
get
and you know what a lot of it be too? A lot of it be too that, everybody want, they want it easy. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah,
um
yeah. And
they
nothing easy. Nothing.
nothing comes easy. And a lot of it too, men don't want to admit it be the selection of the women that they dealing with. They knew she was fucking crazy before they dated her.
You on fire. You on.
But it's the same for women too though.
Yeah, yeah,
It's
yeah,
the
yeah,
same
yeah.
for
Because
women.
it's built on a lust system. It's you may think it's love. We think that the time that we deal with somebody is more than enough time to know who we dealing with and then fall head over heels with them. We haven't even we don't know much about dating. But you definitely
Nah, you knew when you was over her house hitting them cheeks. Her house was nasty. She never had no food in her refrigerator. Um, she had nothing going on for herself, and you still impregnated her. And then you think she's gonna turn into this queen of Sheba or this miraculous, beautiful, God fearing woman because she had this baby. And
oh,
women the same, women too. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't
no
change
change.
people.
Can they change? Can they evolve? I know both men and women
Most
do shit.
definitely.
Can they? So you can be clapping some cheeks and be like, oh, this house nasty, or oh, this ain't for me, but she might be in the change, or no.
I don't know, man. Like
Whole world.
I,
That's what I
people
know.
do change. They definitely do change. But like a full, it's not. I wouldn't say the numbers is high with the amount of that people. Some women they have children and they be like, "This is what I needed. This child changed my life for the better. This child saved my life."
I've
And then
that's what my ex said. She wanted the child because I ain't gonna say which ex, but she wanted the child because she felt like that baby would make them grow up. But I
and they
feel,
do.
what about
It's
me
so,
though?
children make men grow up too.
Well, not making me grow up. So for example, I felt like I didn't want her to have my child because I knew it was going to be a lot of mess, a lot of bullshit, which definitely happened, occurred, still does to this day, and I don't have as much say in the situation as a father. That's where the origin of my question that came from. So knowing that that'll make you, what about me? What about the man if the man is, hey, I don't want to have a child with you because I know it's just
So
situ-
how if you don't want a child with her, how did she get pregnant?
well, we in my situation, we were in what we weren't involved. We were still getting physically active, and we were supposed to be beauty protection or however. But she got pregnant, and we weren't together. And I just know the end result of our conversations was, well, we don't even get along. You don't respect me. I don't. I doubt that you would even allow me to be a father or be a dad in my child's life. I don't want to go through the runarounds, this and that. That's really why it is. It's not even the, oh, I just know it's gonna be some fuck shit. It's some, I know what comes with the fuck shit is also I would have to damn near put you through the wall to see my kid. And when I say put you through the wall, I'm talking about like deal with the laws, go to court, spend his money. So when you say, well, shit, you'll go get a public defender, not saying I will, but shit, I won't. I don't want to do all that to for my freedom. What I'm finding out is you don't even have to do all these things in order to keep your freedom when dealing with the law and shit like that. But it's like it's a heartache constantly trying to be a dad, trying to allowing somebody to allow you to be a parent. Like you got all this say, you get to see all these special occasions. You want me to send money. But if I did, when I did, when I do, as I do, I still don't get to see my kid. I don't get to talk to him in special occasions. I'm not a part of this shit. Or I gotta go talk to the white people and involve them. And on the flip side, if I do, and when I do involve these white people, they may or may not help me. They may side with you. I can have all my shit organized in order, and I say that because
one thing about family court that a lot of men don't understand. Family court understands that there are women out there that makes it very extremely hard for men to be fathers. So if a man come to family court with his shit together and he shows up with his intentions of being a father, the court's gonna hear you out. But a lot of men don't do that.
I
And
guess
then it also goes back to what you just said when you just said I knew I didn't want to have no kid with her. So I hate to say it, a lot of what you going through is your fault. Because you knew before she got pregnant, this is not a woman that I want to have a child with. But lust made you keep having unprotected sex with her.
Mm. Yeah, that's that hypersexual shit I was talking about earlier.
Yeah, so at the end of the day, it goes back to us taking some responsibility for the situations that we put ourselves in.
I agree.
You know what I'm saying? Because if you knew you and she knew, she should have been on birth control and you should have been wearing protection.
But it's not.
And then you would.
Not an easy task. I don't like protection. I'm birth control. I'm cool with that.
And so if you don't know, like I tell my friends, if you know that you don't like wearing protection, then you need to start picking better women. That if I do accidentally get her pregnant, I'm okay with that.
Right. That comes with maturity and growth. Knowing what you want.
Yeah.
Like I said, my definition of bougie is like, I like what I like. So knowing what you want is also like shit, being able to date people and figuring out this person, I don't like this, I don't like that, this ain't gonna work. I know this person gonna evolve and this should have changed and I can make it through. It just is what it is. Some of these people you find physically attractive and it might be your best looker that you've ever had. Or a motherfucker might treat you the best when it comes to certain shit, but the rest of the other shit is not working out. And you know that. Oftentimes, motherfuckers just ignore that. I don't know if we ignore it because that lonely effect. But for me, I think it was ignorance of not knowing how to pick them, not knowing what I like. That also comes with a lack of confidence at a early age of growing up and shit like that. Again, as a kid, I don't say having sex intentionally, but I've had some situations occur. Like my first sexual situation was with like a 15-year-old girl. My mom was housing her mom and her like so-called friend, call her auntie. The 15-year-old would freak on me at nights. I was like 11, 12. Although I may or may not knew what sex was, shit like that was occurring. And when we finally got caught, I remember a shorty was like, "Oh, he said he would kill me if I didn't woo," and I got my ass beat. But I say those things to say like my hypersexuality, where it comes from, and I think that has a lot to do with some of the choices I made in the past with women I fucked with.
Most definitely. A lot of men that are hypersexual men were men that were molested when they was kids. And they didn't look at it as being molested because like that wasn't a thing. You know what I'm saying? For a woman, that wasn't a term that people use when older women was, touching on boys and doing things to boys, and like it wasn't a thing for them to say, "Oh, she molested me." You know what I'm saying? Like it is for a woman to say she was molested by an older man. It was cool.
Frowned upon more when a man does it to, or a male does it to a female,
than a female doing it to a male.
Even now, I think back about the shit with Boosie when he was bragging about getting his son head, not giving, but getting his son head from other women or whatever. And at that point, that child was still a child. He wasn't Oh
but
man,
it was considered cool, and it's like a expression of, I make sure my son don't be with the, you know what I'm saying, the
oh,
other community. You
yeah.
know what I'm saying? Not knowing that they over sexualizing a child and they turning a child to be into a hypersexual male.
And shit like that, that's trauma for men often, and I'm not saying I don't say women don't go through shit. Whether they go through more or less, that's not for me to say. That's only can be shown by statistics and numbers. But I don't think we bring to light a lot of shit that men deal with when it comes to how they respond, being because of traumatic experiences that they've had in the past. It
That's
don't even
because men don't talk about it like
well,
women do.
well like women do. And then when men talk about it, it's considered to be sassy or
Right. Just look at the P. Diddy situation. I don't know if you've seen the documentary, but the men that was on there and they were speaking their truth about things that P. Diddy did to them. It was like, well, how did you let him do that? And why would you stick around so long? Like that, to me, it's a mental illness. I really believe it's a it's a mental illness. Anytime I don't really like touching on that because I don't fully know, but anytime you let, as an adult, you will continuously let somebody do something to you that you don't agree with. You got to be somewhat, that person has gotten into your mental, or it's a mental issue stemming from trauma or something. You know what I'm saying? Or it could just be,
it's like a syndrome or something. Stock syndrome or something. It's just like somebody beating on you, and when they ask about it, you take up for them. Is that what you're talking about?
no, I'm saying like that person got a hold on you so bad that, like, the whole Cassie situation, she gets talked about because she liked it and she didn't leave and she's not a victim. You know what I'm saying? But people don't realize that Diddy had been in Diddy life since she was fucking what, 19?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So a person, and this man had her whole career in his hands. And just imagine somebody wanting something so bad, and a person holding that in their hands and holding them over it, and they always thinking that one day it's gonna happen, or if I get this person a little bit more, this is gonna happen. If I do this gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? That's that person having a mental hold on them, which is a mental illness.
Yeah, yeah, but still, that ain't got shit to do with the way other people make fun of men expressing the traumatic experiences.
No, but I think that if men came out more and say, this happened to me, you don't hear men. It's already hard enough for certain women to come to the forefront, right?
Right.
You know, and I so men, they think like they're gonna be talked about, they're gonna be looked at as sassy, they're gonna be looked at as, like, imagine a man saying, man, this lady, she was all rubbing on me and I was uncomfortable. He's gonna be laughed at. Like,
Yeah.
what do you mean you uncomfortable? Are you don't like women? So but versus a woman saying, oh, this man touched on me, this man been doing this, he's been
Yeah.
harassing me, it's gonna be like, oh girl, go to the police.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He's violating you.
But
But
that's
when it comes to
society.
a man, it's not a violation.
Society has created the taboo that is not offensive to men, or a man shouldn't be offended. And again, like you said, women go report it, which I'm not saying that women shouldn't report. I want y'all safe, but I want everybody to be not only just safe, but that mental health is very, very serious, and
Right. But because of social media, more and more pervs are being exposed. You know what I'm saying? Like never before. Like people you never really even thought of doing some weird stuff. They being exposed. And it's because of social media. Back when we was growing up, we didn't have social media. We had to tell our parents or tell our best friend, you know what I'm saying? And we talked about it with them, or and then a lot of parents, they end up going to the police. You know what
right.
I'm saying? Um
Well,
I'm the parent. If my son ever came to me and
that
said somebody touched them, it was gonna be hell. I was gonna take that serious.
we living in like I would say spooky hours. But again, everything is Terminator, Total Recall. Um, they got the what the age consent is now 14 and up in the United States.
Oh,
Um,
they actually passed that as
yes,
I wish
it
they
definitely been passed.
they say God could put put give you what you can handle, and God didn't give me girls because I wish a man would touch my baby girl at 14 and tell me that's the legal consent. Absolutely not. I don't care what the government legal consent is. At 14 years old, a child mind hasn't even fully developed to understand if that's what they really want. And you telling me at 14, a 21-year-old can have sex with a 14-year-old?
Did
Absolutely not.
her mind, did her body like
Her body
nothing is developed at that point.
develop exactly. So like,
It's sickening. Not just pedophilia, but even the murder and mayhem from the YNs, and well, ain't just the YNs, but they generation. Whether we go from pedophilia and older men preying on younger women, or the fact that you got these young people out here, they really just don't care about life in general. They don't care about killing you, your grandmother. If God was here, and I mean this in the most respectful way, but shit, they had smoke with him. If they had smoke, they'd have smoke with him. And I, again, these are spooky hours. These are just
and
spooky hours.
it is most. I think it's a lot of it comes to the younger generation being desensitized to. Like, look what, like, I remember when I was a kid growing up, you had to be up real late at night to watch, like, you know,
See, to be grown, to be grown.
to be grown, right? It wasn't just on, it wasn't no YouTube, that's for sure. But you had to be, what was it, BET After Hours and all, you know what I'm saying? You had to be up really late.
Real sex and all, yeah. Now
But
you can,
nowadays it's just, like, look at the cartoons that comes out. Look at the movies that's like they just descend. Like, look at what you see just scrolling down Facebook.
you ain't got
Like,
to tell me. I be.
yeah, it's mind boggling. So these kids, they see that, you know what I'm saying? Especially if they in a household who don't control their devices.
I was just gonna say, is it society's fault, or is it inside the house?
It
Who
definitely falls back on the parent, for sure. For
so then
sure.
basically again it just comes back to more laziness. This, I mean, of course, it's strategy by the.
I wouldn't know. I wouldn't say laziness because you have parents that have to work. You have parents that they already got the world on their shoulders, and they doing the best that they can as a single parent, and they can't. A lot of these kids, a lot of people, kids don't even have devices at home. They seeing this through their friends' devices on their way to the bus stop, on their way home from school. In during activity, like after school activities and stuff. You do have kids like that as well, you know what I'm saying? So it's just, I feel like if more parents did control what they kids watched and know what they got going on their devices, it would cut out a lot of it. Because if you just think about kids born in third world countries that see war and all of that all the time, every day they wake up, they're gonna be desensitized to it after a while. Same thing over here. They being desensitized because it's the norm to see it down the timeline.
Well, it's not just the norm. I know we said that it starts with the inside house, but again, society has strategized a way to do this, to visibly put this shit in our children's face and in our faces. They want us programmed to believe this is the way we should be living. Whether it's right or wrong, I feel like they're programming us. They showing us how they want us to live. They want us to be savages. They want us to be on finessing time, running up the check, the bag. They want everything to be about money and finances. They don't want it to be about love. It's more about lust. Yes, you have a group of people that push the motive or the MO of let's love on each other. Let's be more about community. But overall, the majority rules. And when you're seeing people watch, even for myself, it's hard. I'm pushing. I'm pushing. I ain't making no excuses. But it could be something as simple as just trying to stay eating healthy or keeping my mental healthy. It's so many other things that's here to distract you. It's here to make you lose focus and go back to your old ways. And once you do, it's so much harder to revert back to the new ways in order to be the best version of yourself. Again, you got these, I don't want to be like higher ups, Illuminati, but I honestly think it's that. The angels and shit like that, because why else wouldn't it be perfection out here? Why else wouldn't we be able to live a perfect?
Let me ask you a question. Do you think the Illuminati controls your TV?
No, they control
Do you
what
think
allowed to come on the TV.
so do you think that the Illuminati or whatever the greater powers may be control your cellular device?
Yes.
So
Not
why
as
would you give it? So why would you give it to a child?
shit. Well, I wouldn't personally give it to a child until they were maybe like 13 or 14, maybe even 12. It's just in order to get in contact with them. But I know people who do. So I'm guessing those people feel like it's okay to give a child a device simply because they need to get in contact with them. No matter the reason why this child has this device or what they're using it for. But I wouldn't do it.
Right. So if you are a person who somewhat thinks that anybody else is controlling what your child sees and hears and pick up on, why wouldn't you have a better control of your household, of what they see and what they are accessible to? Because it's kids that's under the age of 6 that all they do is be on an iPad or iPhone all day.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? A lot of kids won't know even how to use those devices if it's not forced upon them.
But
A lot of parents give these kids these devices so they can go on and do what they need to do. So the devices is raising the children.
But it's done purposely. It's all strategic. Because I was thinking of different reasons why parents do that. But even sensible reasons like, hey, I gotta work. I have to take my child with me, right? You have some parents that are very intentional with how they deal with their children. So if they got them on them iPads, they've got parental, shit where they can only watch this and that. But then there is a fact. Look it up. They have shit where parents are putting in certain things for their kids to watch, and they call themselves screening these things in hopes that this is not the wrong shit for their children to watch. And in return, they're not noticing that it's certain shit that's actually going on in these videos that they use to like program kids.
Right. A lot of times a kid could be watching a YouTube video and the first 2-3 minutes of the YouTube video is strictly kid content. But once you get into the 4th and 5th minute, that's when it turns into cursing or whatever else into the video, because they know the average parent only have about 2 to 3 minutes average to review what their children are watching before they go off and do what they need to do.
That's why I say higher ups and shit like that. It's all about programming.
But you also have the parents that don't allow their kids to have no devices whatsoever in their household. So that's why I say it just sometimes it's just that
that's a slippery. I want to say
yeah,
that.
I mean you do look at the one guy, I don't know his name, got all of the tattoos on his face, and you see his children, they know how to break a gun down blindfolded, they know how to put it back together.
Is it Derek Grace, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, yep. Some, yep.
At one
Um,
point, I'll be honest, I felt the way about that. The more and more I
why?
matured, the more and more I started, because it was a lack of maturity and understanding how the real world really works and not the mainstream.
You better believe it. Because when it comes to third world countries, what you think they teach them children over there?
And
When it
again,
comes to other races over here, what you think they teach they kids be in whole competitions?
look, that's what I'm saying. It's the programming. It's a purpose done purposely. They're programming us, our kids, well, intentions. They ain't got me, but they want us to be goofball Jamals in Tokyo. All the Asian, communities or whatever cities. The motherfuckers, they is learning, they is teaching them their techniques, even when they exercising. They teaching them martial art techniques, when technology and all that. Here, they want us to be dumb. They want us to be hypersexual. They want us to be drug users. They want me to be like super messy on this motherfucker and not be intentional with the things that I'm saying on the information that I'm giving. I can't help but wanna fucking deliver great messages, but at the same time, it's so much fuck shit and pollution. I'm not even talking about environmental pollution as far as what's going in the air. I'm talking about the frequencies, the music, the shit that the way. Oh, he's being sassy. Look at him. He's speaking about his ex. Look at him. He's making a big fuss about why we're supporting
Nah,
the pedophile. Like, I'm
I
really
think
just
like that's why I say I think it's all on what you do as a person and the things that kids pick up on. Like now that I'm a grandma, you know, my kids are grown. I, I a lot of situations that my kids went through, it made me mature as a mother and as an adult because I'm like I should have did this different. I should have did that different. You know what I'm saying? So it helped me prepare for certain situations that's coming up with my grandkids. But um
granny.
oh yeah, super granny. But
They know
it's just if you ask and this is no lie, and if you ask my granddaughter to sing a Nicki Minaj song, she'd be like, "Who you talking about?"
uh,
She don't know a Nicki Minaj. She don't know a Megan Thee Stallion. She don't know a Cardi B. She may know a little jingle from TikTok, like or something like that, but she can't sing no whole Nicki Minaj song or no Cardi B song. You know what I'm saying? It's not because I don't listen to it or her mom listen to it. We don't play those things around them because that's adult music.
mhm.
That's not music for
Most
children.
people don't even say that's adult music. They just call music music. And I think,
Nah, music ain't music. Kids need to be listening to kids bops.
yeah,
They need to be listening to Barney songs and or whatever is the popular kid music at that time. That's what they need to be listening to. I'm even
every
thoughtful when my kids is in the car, when my grandkids is in the car with me and certain music come on, I would turn because that's not for them to hear. That's not for them.
well, what I heard is you or your daughter, when y'all dealing with the grandbaby, y'all doing things with an intention. And then it made my spirit say, you know what? For you, 2026 needs to be about intention. Why you doing things
Intention.
to be
Yep.
intentional. Whether it's like just the spaces you in, the food
Yep.
you eat, conversations and the people that you're having them with, the people that you're
Yep.
sharing
Most definitely.
physically. A lot of the things we talked about in this last hours, you definitely don't have you have no control over growing up as a kid with most of the things that we talked about. But as an adult, um, what your younger 20s, you're still kind of a kid, but going into the older 20s, early 30s, you're an adult. You either stayed around for some shit, you chose it, so you've had control. Going into this next year, I got to be about intention. Intention is also has to do with your control, knowing what you can control. You can control yourself. You can control your time and what you put into it, the energy. And again, like I said, the people that you're around discernment. I use this a lot, whether I'm doing and this ain't a podcast, it's no longer a podcast, it's just I want to talk
and I use the platform and the software. But when I do go live, I talk about discernment, which is to me a spider sense. We often ignore that shit. It's gotta be the year to start using that. It saves so many people from losing their lives, losing the last of their finances, shit, even their relationship. Some of them health wise, and there's so many ways. And I think it's got to be about intention and control, knowing what your intentions are and what you can and can't control. Peasy, we finna hit 2 hour mark. You know I was going into my Jerry Springer type of thing. If whenever you want to do it again, I'm always up for it. Always just like once a week. The conversation ran smooth. Wasn't no arguing. Wasn't no messiness. I had topics. We pretty much went through all of them. If you got anything you want to say before I end this, shit, the floor is yours.
Oh no, I'm good. This was a pretty good discussion. I'm all
Yeah.
right.
Okay, well, I appreciate you. Like I said, whenever you're ready again, you got my personal contact. Let me know. We can get it cracking and have some conversations about a little bit of everything.
All right, cool.
Thanks, Peasy.
All right, no problem. See you later. I mean, we'll
All
talk
right.
to you later. Bye.
All right, talk to you. Yeah, that was the homie Peasy. I definitely enjoyed our conversation. It was needed. Well, it was wanted, and then from the way it went, I could tell that it was needed as well. We talked about some shit that changed the way I think about a few things that I thought I might be right about. Um, Also, when I'm able to get female perspective, it gives me an understanding of how other females may or may not think. You know what I'm saying? I enjoyed the conversation. Her voice was on point. It's some voice. I like nice voices. Um, I did write down something I wanted to share with other entrepreneurs. I feel like it's a theory of mine that you guys can do what you want with, but it may like give you some clarity with some shit. But I would say this: like most people that support you and show love to you will like 99.9% of the time be strangers. And they don't even necessarily need to support you. Like they don't necessarily need the product that you're pushing on them, but they want to for whatever the reason they want to, right? And it's appreciated. If it ain't, it should be. But the people that come around, jump in your DM, you vending at events, and they go that 50 cent 50 question type shit, giving you the run around, asking you this about this product and that. Want to know why it's priced at this, and then at the end they don't buy from you. Them motherfuckers need your product. Let me tell you why. Somebody putting that much energy and initiative into asking question after question about the product and then eventually not buying. I'm not buying that you don't need the product. You just don't want the product. You know, whether it's because the product is just too expensive for you, or you don't want to pay my price because I am who I am and I'm not Michael Kors or some of that. You know what I'm saying? It's true. Some may not agree with me, but I've been, at least for this last 365 days, I've been a full-time independent entrepreneur, working at the least one day a week in the public, selling product, and I'm just visually watching. And the only thing I can say is, you know what? It's not that they don't need the product, just don't want to purchase it for this price from me, man. And I'm not complaining. I'm explaining because I'm doing very well. I am thriving. I went so far from surviving to thriving, but at the same time, I'm recognizing this as an entrepreneur. So if you're going through it and you're like, man, my friends, my family not supporting me, it's not necessarily because they don't need to. They don't want to. Now, sometimes they want to and they just can't. They flat out can't afford to support you by purchasing your shit. But motherfuckers think at all, oh, the only way you support somebody is by buying. No, you ain't got to always buy the product. You could do something as simple as sharing, commenting. You can even reach out and give words of encouragement. Words spelled W-E-R-D-S. Words everyone really don't say. Because not everybody gonna pick up their phone and give you a holler like, hey man, my pocket's light as fuck over here. But I've been seeing what you've been doing, bro. I see the motherfucking content you creating. I see the clothes that you putting together. That shit fly as fuck, man. I'm over here wearing Walmart specials. But if I could, I would definitely be in your inbox DM purchasing your shit. And not all on, like I said, Michael Kors, Ralph Lauren, and this and that and the third. Give them grace. Those type of people, give them grace. Go hard for yourself. There's no need to, and this is self-talk right now. As I'm ending my little live, I ain't a podcast, it's unscripted, it's just live. I'm self-talking right now. Go hard on yourself. No longer go hard on the motherfuckers who would rather wear Ralph Lauren or would rather wear Gucci and Louis, and they don't want to support your designer brand. They just don't know no better, bro. You're wasting energy. You gotta go hard and dig in and get to it. Cause see, other people, them 5, 10, 20 people that purchased your shit last month, you should have got their contact info after they purchased it. What you should have did, you should have added them to your fan list or your email list on your website. If you don't got a website, you should be creating one. And every time you sold some product, you should have got their info and you should stay in contact. Not as far as texting every day, like, hey, can I make you a hood and nothing, but sending them a special reminder, hey, you get this percentage off it. And again, this is self-talk as an entrepreneur, but it doesn't happen unless I talk, you feel me? But it's certain strategies that you can do in order to better your chances of winning. Is not putting that energy into the niggas that would rather wear Ralph Lauren and Dior and Gucci and don't want to buy your designer brand. You've had enough people purchase your shit to know that your shit jiggy and you on point. You had enough people take pictures or see your shit out the blue and just go crazy. It's time to move with intention. It's time to know the things that you can control and control. Yes, everything's spiritual. All other shit is physical. You know that, but you also know you only have so much power in the spiritual world and so much power in the physical world. Again, self-talk. I'm talking more to myself than I'm talking to y'all. Y'all just happen to be involved because I'm doing it publicly. But you know it means something. I say this with love and hopes of sharing light to anybody that's going through dark times. I just went through a few dark times. Who know, possibly future I will have more dark times. I be needing light too. If you want to be on the panel, you like the shit I was talking about, you got some topics that we could bring up and discuss. We only do an hour to 2 hours. I suggest you hit my DM. I'm not paying nobody. I'm not looking to get paid. My platform is just this. It's an open platform where we can discuss shit respectfully. I'm not looking to get no clout, no shit like that. I'm finna get off of here. It was fun. I enjoyed it. The conversation with the homie Peasy went very well. I hope that I can get her on here again. Be sure to comment, share my live with intentions to come on here the next time we live and shit, have some conversation with me, bro. And if you a hater and you ain't like the shit I was talking about,
and that's the way I like it.
my mic was off, but I didn't even play this tonight. I've been very subtle. I think I was calm, still passionate about my delivery and the things we were talking about. I only mentioned the situation with my ex maybe twice, 3 times, and again I was very subtle about my delivery. I would leave y'all with this message because Peasy, this is what she said earlier. She said, it's not that you're wrong when delivering these messages, but your delivery is wrong. And I agree. At times you can say some shit that could come off aggressive. If you're aggressive saying it, you could say it so much more calmer and get so much of a better response, even from your ops, which is the opposites. Makes why ops sound so cool to saying the opposites. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I got that from Peasy, and I enjoyed those words of encouragement. So I want to share those with the folks. But yeah, this is Church in the Wild. I'm your boy Worthy, host. I be on here by myself. I'm gonna let y'all go by playing my shit, man. Ruthless aggression music. Ramp.
Like, what's that right lesson? You gave him a beat, big one. He
Run
wasn't
it
the
back
right
though.
blessing. Blessing confessions of a black man.
They just changed all the software on this bitch.
Ruthless aggression. Yeah, yeah. Like, yeah. I create waves from a cesspool. Hot boy lifestyle, but still I dress cool. Make my next move be my best move, like a chess move. Jumping like checkers, cause where I'm from, you get killed quick, the slumped on the stretch. I chase my dreams, knowing they'll become my reality. My life's a ghetto tragedy. Mom's like she should've been, could've been, but instead she end up having it. No wonder why she mad at me, smacking me. Trying to beat my dad out of me. No lie, sometimes I won't die, but I'm scared to kill myself. So I talk to God like life is hard, shit help me heal myself. Traumatized cause of a past shit, just try and get past shit. Taking dumps while hitting blunts and dumping these ashes. Echoes of my last bit saying I'm passive aggressive. Thinking to myself like damn it, what my passion to be so aggressive. Pass my son an L full of green, like what's that right lesson? You gave him a beat, big one. He wasn't the right blessing, confessions of a black man. Thriving to make it. You can feel it in my spirit, you know it's real, I can't fake it. I push the shit to the limit, till my engine start shaking. Forever grateful and thankful, every minute I wake up.
Sometimes I feel like the nigga in the winter, but I gotta go and get him, and I put him in the middle, but he really don't believe it, and I hit him with the minimum. He looking for the little minute, try to go to push a spin, nigga don't let this way. I'm the type of rapper that I really wanna kill today. Those with the dope days, looking out both ways, fucking with the OJ, dodging that cocaine. I'm hot like Old Bay. What you talking about? It only get better. If you rap around me, you better rap around the cheddar. Overtime money, and you know they getting jealous. My flow so fly like plane propellers. Bully to the game, and I wouldn't wanna let up. Spitting this shit, cause I'm on another level. I went through hell just to go to fight the devil. No liquor in my cup, and I'm drinking Modelo. Purple Ninja Turtle, you can call me down and tell her both stabbing this bitch like a temporary hello. Lemonade on my neck like a Cinderella yellow. Shut the fuck up. I think I want more. Understanding that the love is war. If you got it, you gotta die by the sword. If you ride it, you gotta ride for the sport. If you vibe, then you gotta vibe a little more. Wait, I got so much on my plate to think I hate an ass phony wanna step to my face, then create. I gotta make them relate. If they don't believe in that, my nigga, they out of space. Yeah, that's all I got. Hold up. Matter of fact, I'm gonna take this out. Hey, we